What's up everybody, Shawnee Sham Anime here, and in today's video we're going to be discussing One Piece chapter 999. We are one chapter away. Next week, one chapter, chapter 1000, be there. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Before I started reading it, I was like, I was in tears. I was so excited because we're at the pinnacle. We're at the peak. Like, we've been waiting so long to get to this point, and we're not there yet, but it really feels like we're getting close. So as you guys know, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, and hit that red subscribe button down below so you can stay tuned for all my reviews. Because I'm going to be putting out a few videos in the next couple weeks. I'm going to do a 1000 review, and hey, I might even do a live chapter 1000 reaction on YouTube. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and let's get started. First, I just want to start off with this fantastic color spread. Oh my god. It gets me even more excited for chapter 1000. So as you guys can see, like, it's all of the straw hats, you know, with a bunch of gold. They're kind of partying. And if many of you remember, this color spread was in chapter 100. So the chapter 100 color spread was a shortened version of this, obviously, because we didn't have all these straw hat members. And you can see Sanji with the little fish, and now obviously the fish is much bigger, and everybody else has joined in, and it's just like, it feels so good to be like, that's 900 chapters away, and it just feels so monumental to be here. You know, once chapter 1000 comes out, we can put it together. I think I'm definitely gonna get a little poster of it, put it in my room. But yeah, so that was a great way to start off the chapter, and then we get right into the Ace flashback. I wasn't able to post my review last week because of the snowstorm. My power went out, but I did talk about how this Ace flashback could literally be anywhere from like a chapter to like 10 chapters. And luckily it wasn't even one full chapter. It was just bits and pieces of this chapter, but I really enjoyed it. It really connected the chapter. It really made our connection to Ace and his connection to Wano that much more together, if that makes sense. One Piece chapter 999 uses Ace and uses his flashback in such a good manner that it brings together Momo, it brings together Yamato, and it brings Tama all closer to Luffy, and all closer to this legacy thing that's been going on in Wano. We have this big theme of legacy and stepping up and being a leader, and it's really come together with this Ace flashback, and I think it could only mean more. But like, as the chapter goes on, I loved how we get to see Ace's Devil Fruit in action. I love him talking to Yamato after, you know, they fight, they battle, they go back and forth, and like his fire, like the fire and everything. It's so good to see Ace back. And I'm not even like a huge Ace fan. Like, I like Ace obviously, and it's a good callback, but like, I couldn't even imagine how awesome this was for the people who consider Ace like one of their favorite characters. And I mean, that's not me, but it was really awesome. And I was really excited to see Ace's crew and see how they like react with him and how they talk to him. And also, one thing that I did notice was in this panel right here, we see Ace's crew mention Yamato, and they tell Yamato, they're like, "Oh, you're Kaido's daughter," and Yamato gives him a look, and like, obviously he hasn't explained who he is, and so it's just funny to see that, like, a good little reaction, like miscommunication there, but it was cool. And like I said, I really liked the interaction between these two and the taking down of the dragon. And one thing I wanted to talk specifically about was at the end, more towards the end of the Ace and Yamato fight, we see Ace say to Yamato that you can't choose your father. And we know that this was something that Ace like finally came to terms with at his death and at Marineford. So we kind of see his take on his legacy and his father like before that, in this chapter, which is really cool. It's a good callback. It kind of connects the dots, and I think it's going to have more, like I said earlier, it's going to have more connections to this legacy part and to the story of Wano coming together and being a leader and passing on your family's legacy and doing what you believe is the right thing. Now that's just like, that's just the beginning of this chapter. This chapter it goes into so much more. Obviously, more as Ace and Yamato continue to talk, we see Ace mention these other pirates. We see him mention Cavendish, Kid, Law, Beige, I believe. And he says, like I said, it's unfortunate that I didn't get to say it in my chapter 998 review, but I wanted Ace's flashback to kind of connect the world of One Piece through Ace's eyes. And it definitely did that with his mentioning of these other characters. And the panel that like brought me to tears was when he's mentioning all these pirates, but he's like, you know who's going to be better than them? My brother Luffy. Like, even though Ace was his older brother and he believed that he was stronger than him, he believed that Luffy was going to be king of the pirates. And this is what I talk about with legacy, because Ace knew that his legacy wasn't to be the king of the pirates. Luffy's goal was to be king of the pirates. Even though Ace's father was Roger, his goal wasn't to be king of the pirates. He wanted to devote his life to Whitebeard. And it's cool to see that differential, because Ace talks to Yamato about how you can't choose your father, but basically you can choose your own path. You can't let your father shackle you. And like this metaphorical thing like kind of comes to life with Yamato's chains and how he's being locked up. And I like to see that connection. It's really interesting. It's such a good chapter for that manner. And then we also get to see how Tama takes this news of Luffy being Ace's brother. And I love this little interaction, like this connection here between Tama, between Momo and Ace and Yamato and Luffy, like just how it all comes together. It comes together so well. I feel like Oda revealed that to them in such a fantastic fashion. And one thing that I loved about this little conversation right here was Yamato says that Kaido's her father, and Shinobu and Momo just book it out of there. And I love to see, because you see Shinobu, and Shinobu's like rolling away. That's so awesome. And Momo's like running away, and she's like, no, like it's good, I'm on your side. But as the chapter continues, we see more from Ace and his flashback to going to Kaido and going to Wano and taking him on. We see some from Marco's perspective, and I really thought this was interesting because you see Marco and Izzo specifically mention to Ace, whenever Whitebeard gives you the go-ahead, whenever Pops gives you the go-ahead, we're there with you. And it's so awesome to see, like, even Ace's legacy being kind of passed down to Luffy, but these two, now that we saw a couple chapters ago when Marco spoke to Big Mom, that Whitebeard wasn't his ruler anymore. Whitebeard wasn't his leader anymore. That the Whitebeard pirates were all free to do as they pleased. So when they said that they were just waiting for Whitebeard's go-ahead, they don't need that anymore, and they can just go there and help out Wano. And they also mentioned how if the Whitebeard pirates were to fight Kaido's crew and Kaido's pirates, that so many people of Wano would lose their lives, and it would just be too many casualties. So that's a good like answer as to why they didn't storm Wano right after they heard of Oden's death. We also know now, obviously, that Oden was the 2nd Division Commander before Ace. And I love how the Whitebeard pirates express their like confidence in their love for Oden. Like Whitebeard's like, you're gonna go take him on when Oden couldn't? Like, no way. Like, I'm not having it. And just to move forward, we learn some more from Yamato. Yamato actually mentions more about fate and how like Luffy was the pirate of all the pirates in the world that they'd met. And she says that Luffy has the Will of D, which is pretty freaking important. Because like if we get the reveal of the Will of D in chapter 1000, the world's gonna freaking explode. Like, don't even get me started. I don't know what it could be. I don't really have many theories as to what it could be. I'm going to look into it more and see if I can, like, come up with some stuff. But her just mentioning that is bananas. Like, it's big. It means it's going to be something that comes into fruition in this arc, specifically. And to finish off the chapter, we get even more reveals. We see Big Mom, we see Kaido on top of the skull. They're like talking together. And Kaido reveals where he's going to drop Onigashima. He's going to drop it like in the middle. He's going to kill some people, like a bunch of people in the main city are going to die. And then Big Mom mentions how Kaido can kill anyone, just leave Nico Robin. But Kaido mentions how he thought Big Mom had pudding, so it's cool to see someone finally taking interest in Nico Robin, because we haven't seen that since like freaking Enies Lobby. Like, we haven't seen people like going after Nico Robin for such a long time. And to finish the chapter, we get the biggest reveal that we've been waiting for. Kaido's Devil Fruit. We find out now that Kaido's Devil Fruit is the fish fruit. Most likely probably a mythical Zoan type of the koi fish that I believe in ancient Japanese mythology, was trying to climb up this waterfall, and as much as he kept trying, he finally climbed up the waterfall, and the gods allowed him to become a dragon. So this is probably what Kaido's Devil Fruit is. Like I said, I think it might be a mythical Zoan. I could be wrong, but this is huge, because we've had people talking about it in the past. Like, so many people have been trying to figure it out, and we haven't known. But we can cross out all the Oni Devil Fruits, the Dragon Devil Fruits. Is Kaido a dragon? Is he a human? We don't know. But now we do know. Kaido is a human who got the Koi fruit and has been effectively turned into a dragon. Mythical Zoan. And before we finish, I just want to say like how fitting it is that the last panel of chapter 999, and effectively basically the end of the 3-digit era of One Piece, is them stating the word One Piece. We see Kaido and Big Mom, and they're like, until we get it, we'll reveal our hand after we get it. The One Piece, that is. Even though it's not Luffy saying it, I think it's like, it's so poetic, and it's just Oda doing his little Oda thing to say the last word of chapter 999 is One Piece. So this chapter, bananas. Crazy. So much went on. We had so many reveals, and just the Ace stuff was so awesome. It was so heartwarming. I'm really excited for chapter 1000. Things just keep climbing up, and One Piece is only going to get better. Things are only going to get better. So, like I said before, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe on that red button below for more anime and One Piece content.